Today's video is brought to you by the Cold Plunge. Use discount code DAVE150 at checkout at thecoldplunge.com. Immediately save $150 off your purchase. That's DAVE150 at thecoldplunge.com. There's also a link below this video.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So, on this road to Ironman, for those of you who are on the path to a full distance Ironman as opposed to the half Ironman distance, here's a misconception I think newbies make, and it's understandable. Does the speed in which you finish a race, or the time you finish a race, or your times during a half Ironman, can you just double them? And that's what you should expect for your full distance Ironman. So if you ride a 3-hour bike, for example, should your full distance be a 6-hour bike because it's twice the distance? Well, we're going to talk to Coach Wendy Mader in this clip right here. She's my coach for Ironman Canada 2024. You can find her on Training Peaks. She's been doing this for 30 plus years, I guess. 21-time Ironman finisher, 10 times in Kona. So the question is, how does your half Ironman speed relate to the full distance speed? Is it just as simple as doubling it? Here's her answer.
I don't think it does. I can't say that because you do a 6-hour half Ironman, double that and do a 12-hour Ironman, or double it and add 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. I've heard people say, which could be true if you're prepared, that you can take your standalone marathon time, let's say of 4 hours, and you add 20 minutes, and that could be your marathon time after riding 112 miles. That could be true, but it just depends on your experience. And I think the more experience you have, the more truth there might be to that marathon, Ironman marathon time equivalence. But for the half Ironman, you're using different energy system. Typically, again, we're talking about zones again. Typically for a half Ironman, you spend a lot more time in that like zone 3, that moderate 80 to 85% intensity. Whereas an Ironman, you're spending a lot more time in the zone 2, more endurance zone, that 70 to 75% intensity. So I don't think there's any equivalence at all. I think it's just more of a experience as an athlete, experience in your training, and just experience racing to be able to kind of predict a little bit more of what an Ironman time is going to look like based on your half Ironman times.
One thing I find interesting is you'll find older athletes tend to move in to the Ironman distance as they age. Of course, the younger you are, the more energy you have, the faster you are in your prime, whether it be your mid to late 20s, some in their early 30s. And then as the body ages, you become more aerobic. You're able to go longer through experience, and you just can't handle the pounding of hard running at a high speed and high effort as you get older. So there's a natural transition into the longer distances. And I've heard that formula too, similar to what she said, is that whatever your pace may be, for example, in a marathon or a half marathon, add 20 seconds per mile. And that would be kind of a range of what you might expect if the fitness level is equal for your marathon time. So if you run a 10-minute mile at a half marathon pace, it'll probably be closer to 10:20, maybe 10:30 because of the longer duration, because you're fighting fatigue, you're fighting nutrition, you're fighting the day. So anyways, so does that speed equal into or transfer into the full distance? Most likely not. I think it would be rare that you can find someone who's able to do that. That is the top 1% of the 1%. I think that could possibly do a half speed at a full distance speed. Anyway, that's the topic for today. As I'm about 8 weeks away from my Ironman. This will be hopefully number 7 once it's completed. And I'm an older athlete in the 50 to 54 age group, so I am more the half Ironman and full distance Ironman speed and space in my career. Anyhow, if you're interested in leaving a question, do that in the comment section below. We'll address that in an upcoming video. In the meantime, happy training. Have a great one. Adios.
If you want to experience the benefits of cold water immersion or contrast water therapy, Use my code DAVE150, DAVE150 at checkout at thecoldplunge.com. Save $150 off your next purchase. That's DAVE150 at thecoldplunge.com.